But so you see this greed on the part of the people because everybody wants something, which is a local problem, especially in impoverished nations like Nigeria.
Yeah.
You also see the greed on the part of the religious leaders who take advantage of these people's own greed, and then they feed fat on it. In other words, circumventing what true faith is just because it's more lucrative and all of that. I'm asking from your own experience, having traveled across the world, when you compare these things, you hinted at it when people go to Europe. I want to ask you about the changing dynamics. Some say Africans believe in God more than Europeans. Others would say, well, like you pointed out, when you go there, the basic things the man in the village is looking for, these people already have it. So it changes that dynamics, and it can be two ways. One is either they become faithless, or two, if they do have faith, it is more deeply rooted in substance other than want, a desire. So share some of your experiences in that regard.
Okay, so you see, we live in a very materialistic world where people rate you based on what you wear, what you drive, where you live. But you see, you are not what you drive, you are what drives you. You are not where you live, you are what lives in you. You are not what you wear, you are what wears you. And most of the time, because of that poverty in the environment, a lot of people are just looking for survival. And you see, Maslow, we talk about Maslow's hierarchy of need, but when you do the research, you find out that what he was actually trying to do, the root of that discovery was the fact that he was trying to find out, why do human beings behave the way they behave? That was what he was trying to find out. And in trying to find that, I now realize that there are levels. And that when people are at that survival level, their base instinct is just survival. At that point, they are not different from animals. So it's like the animalistic level of belief. So when people are at that survival level,
basic,
and it's the same anywhere in the world. And when people are at that level, it's a major issue. So greed is a spirit that is based on poverty mindset. It's when you have that survival mindset, even when you have money, the greed will still be there because your software is survival and poverty. You just want to get more. So you see, why do you think politicians are stealing? They are poor people. The only thing they have is money. They are poor people, spiritually poor, mentally poor. So that poverty mentality,
emotionally.
So is that how do you carry billions of naira, millions of dollars and lock it up in soakaway, lock it up? It's you have a mental problem. It's a deficiency. These guys are not normal. So it's not that because greed. So it's a spirit based on the mindset of survival and poverty. So you see people that have money, but they are still greedy. So when people now leave the country and they go outside the country, you find out that once they get there, because of the wrong programming that they have in this part of the world, it also affects them. So for instance, when Jews and Asians go into the Western world, most of the time they go to start a business. When Africans go, they go to look for a job. And they want to do 2, 3, 4 jobs. And I say to people as I travel around the world, you need to understand your economic environment. You are living in a capitalist environment. In a capitalist environment, jobs are not the way out. In a capitalist environment, the environment is built for entrepreneurs and investors. As a salary earner, you are the tool for capitalism. And when you are a salary earner in a capitalist environment, you are taxed first.
This description and breakdown of our political system, our country, our way of reasoning, our mindset, as broken down by Pastor Olumide Emmanuel, is quite poignant. And I'm going to tell you why. It was Rotimi Amechi, the former governor of Rivers State, that told us that he went into politics because of poverty. It was poverty that drove him into politics. If you check Yaya Bello's net worth before he became governor, and check it as against what he left with, the amount that is alleged to have stolen, that will tell you the mindset of poverty that our politicians carry. It was also Bola Tinubu who told us, he told Nigerians that his mother gave him a piece of land, something in that regard, and he sold the real estate and he became so wealthy. What was Bola Tinubu's net worth before he became governor? And check it now that a politician or public servant will become even richer than a state in Nigeria. Check it out. Go check Akpabio. What Akpabio was before he became governor or NDDC chairman, or the amount of money he's been alleged to have stolen or mismanaged from Akwa Ibom and also from NDDC. Let's take a look at the case of Wike. This man said he bought nomination form for 32 lawmakers, including the governor, something in the region of around 40 million naira. Where did he get that money from? Was it from his pocket or from the state's funds? And today, Fubara is fighting for his survival because there will be nobody to prosecute Wike because he's also a governor. I mean, the city minister, if you put it that way. All the things I've said here is to break this down. Something is wrong with our politicians. But because of our materialistic mindset in our country, we allow and we permit them because we hail them. We greet them. He has money, he has money, he has money. We're always hailing people who we've known to have stolen from us. And we're looking forward to the next one where we will become the next people in places of authority so we can steal too. That's why you can see that man, this man said it clearly. They're poor. Their mindset is poverty. They're constantly stealing from the people, never getting satisfied. Something has to be wrong with your mindset for you to hide money in a soakaway. You hide money you put money, you steal so much, you put it in the loft of your house. Hide it inside the wall. Because you don't know what to do with the money. You've stolen so much. You just cannot define or understand what to use it for rather. And also, you don't get satisfied, you keep stealing. That spirit of greed, as he calls it. So our system is so materialistic, and we have been the ones that have enabled these politicians. We have enabled these politicians. We greet them. We salute them, especially when we see them coming from foreign countries. Or when they come back, they go to Spain and France, like the president went to. And they're coming back, we say he's gone to France, like France is heaven. That's where our problem is. When we begin to call out politicians for their theft, when we begin to call politicians for their robbery of the country and the pillaging of the country, and we now make corruption unattractive, so much so that we can point to somebody's family and say, your family is a corrupt family. By the time they get to politics, they get to a place of authority, it will be hard for them to steal. And when we start to prosecute them and demand that prosecution, something's actually wrong with our politicians. Something is wrong with them. But when you go check our politicians, you will see the antecedents. You will see what they brought before they became politicians and what they're living with. It is crazy what we permit in our country. That's why oftentimes when you find that these normal Nigerians leave Nigeria and go to Western countries, they see governance, how governance should be, how accountable the politicians are to the people. In our own situation, we are accountable to the people we elect to lead us. They become our own pseudo-gods. We are afraid of them. They become demigods it's so hard. We're so afraid. That's why they keep clamping down on us. How can you elect somebody to lead you and that person now becomes a god to you? It's because we permit it, and we should stop it. Our politicians have no sense of accountability, and we are the ones that enabled them. The man said it. It is not what you drive, but what drives you. What is it that is driving these politicians? It is greed for money. And for us, we become so subservient to money that we greet even the person that has stolen from us. How can somebody come, steal billions from Kogi State, and the people are still hailing him because it's their tribesman? He stole the money that they would have used for their hospitals, for their roads, for their schools, and they still greet him. The same thing applies to Akpabio. He steals from his people and they still greet him. The same thing with Bola Tinubu. He steals from the country and you're still greeting him. And you're still defending him on the internet to say, oh, you won it fair and square, when the entire world could see and knows that he didn't win it. Why is the man still looking for validation from foreign countries? Do you not know why? They see an illegality played out in Nigeria in 2023, and you guys are still there praising him. What exactly are you praising? Stop enabling these corrupt politicians in your hometown, in your local government, in your state. Stop enabling them. Track them, what they give them money to do, what I know they did it, and the cost that they do it for. Exactly, it is greed that is driving these politicians. Greed. And they're subservient to money. And we have become subservient to them because we want them to give us just a tiny little fraction from what they stole. Something that will not take you beyond the day. Again, I ask you people this, all of you that stole an election on behalf of Bola Tinubu and these governors and these politicians across the country, how much of that money do you have left? How much? All you people they used to cause mayhem, harm people during the election, how much of it do you still have? Does that money still have worth to you? Does that money still have value to you? We have to wake up. That's why 2027 is crucial. You have to be determined not to sell your vote, because if you do sell your vote, you will suffer the consequences. You see, this hardship is level 1. 2027, if you do exactly what you've done in 2023 by rigging the election for them, you will go to another level that's going to be beyond your imagination. The suffering when you elect politicians who have no will or desire to govern but to steal. That's why they cannot fix insecurity in our country. Food scarcity, economics, and ground. The economy is actually literally going down. The people are suffering. The cost of goods and services is so high, but yet they keep telling you that they're working. So make up your mind that you help other people understand and sensitize them to make sure that they don't lose track of what 2027 holds. We need to remove these guys from power and don't rig elections for them. Remember, even the area boys they used to cause mayhem are also victims. So we have to help them understand that. That's what our politicians do. They use other people's children to rig election, and they enjoy in the palaces of the government with their own family, while the thugs, the area boys, are still on the street. So I don't know what you make of what Olumide Emmanuel said here, but put your comments in the comment section. Let's have this dialogue. And also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember to recommend this channel to others. I will catch you up in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.